Welcome to the 12th Leicester Music Podcast. Coming up, we have 5 local acts for you to enjoy. Satellite Empire and Benn Hartman, who are joined by the Paradimes, who, as you'll hear, are now featuring Pamella Moo as part of their live sets. She also gets mentioned on another interview. Plus, you'll hear the acoustic side of Raptusound and the Fours talk to me after their gig at the O2 Academy. First then, here's Satellite Empire, and this is a song called Another Round.
Champagne, I regret it, but I'll drink to that again. I'm giving this another shot, and I'm fighting this, but control is lost. There's not much else I can do, but accept I'm hung over you. You got me lovesick and tipsy. Kiss me now, let me taste the whiskey. Round 1, down, I'm feeling happy now.
That's another round from Satellite Empire with 2 of the band right now in a nice theatre. Ollie, how are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks, John. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. And you've re-released some material recently. Just tell us about kind of where you are as a band at the moment.
Yeah, well, as a band at the moment, we're actually writing for our next EP, but that's a sort of different story. But recently we just released, we had our track Fake It All from our EP that we released in April. We had it remixed and got a slightly different version of it out just with a lyric video as well. So.
And we've got a member of your crew missing today. We have got the drummer. We'll hear from Ben in just a moment. But you've got a hockey player in your squad.
Yeah, unfortunately, Liv's got a hockey match today, so she can't be with us, annoyingly. But she was on the podcast last time, so.
And what about where you are as a band at the moment? How would you kind of assess how things have gone this year?
Over the year, it's pretty good. I mean, we released our first EP. We've played 2 headline shows. Managed to pull like over 100 people to both, so that's good fun. And we're just sort of really looking forward to the next EP. We're sort of writing in a slightly more pop style, trying to incorporate more like clean guitar and picking guitar and acoustic guitar, because our sound up till now has just been distorted guitar like throughout the whole of every single song, and it sort of covers up Liv's voice sometimes. So
And she has got a very distinctive voice as well, hasn't she?
oh yeah, definitely, she has got a killer voice.
Okay, Ben, welcome to the podcast. We missed you last time.
Yes, that's unfortunate, but I'm here now, and that's good.
And drummers are often said to be the mental ones. Is that a true description of you or not?
Can be. It depends, really. It depends what kind of song I'm playing. Like, if I'm allowed to let loose, then I will definitely let loose. But if I have to kind of stay kind of controlled and sensitive towards the drums, then I can pretty much do that too.
Are you pretty happy with the new material you put out so far? Obviously, you've done a video as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm totally happy with it. Like, our latest single, I think it's got a massively powerful sound, and it was really well produced. So yeah, I'm really proud of it and quite like listening to it and playing it, obviously.
And I guess, you know, for most bands, it's about getting a good reputation out on the circuit as well, isn't it? You think you've probably established yourselves a little bit now?
I'd say so. I think we're quite well respected amongst the other bands, because we're quite friendly as people too, so like I think people like us, which is good. But people like our music, like mostly, so that's good.
And what about rehearsal time? Do you get much time for that? I guess for most bands, it's trying to fit everybody in at the same time, isn't it?
We don't get loads of rehearsal time because, well, Ollie's quite busy with uni and Liv's very busy with A-levels and stuff. And obviously I'm busy with college and stuff, so yeah, there's not loads of time. But I don't know, we practice about twice a month, would you say? Maybe one.
Yeah, maybe more like once.
Maybe more like once.
But
when we have a practice, it's a really good, productive practice.
oh yeah, we've sort of got to the stage where we're so limited with our time that we're spending most of our time writing as opposed to rehearsing, because we used to spend all the time rehearsing. So, but we don't play as many gigs now. We sort of play every couple of months, just trying to pull down a big crowd instead of playing every week and bringing no one. So,
Well, what's your itinerary coming up to Christmas? Is it fairly quiet and then you're relaunching in January? How's it looking for you?
yeah, gig-wise, we've only got the one gig booked in, which is a headline show at the Shed. It's like a Christmas party sort of thing. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, you know, going to play Christmas songs and have like mince pies and just have a big party, basically.
But as you say, it's working on production for the next lot of material, is it really?
Yeah, basically all the free time we get, we're just spending trying to write sort of stuff that's still us but is different. We're sort of heading towards more of a pop sound, and that's not intentional because we want to be more popular. It's just because we prefer that, and we want to sort of have more dynamics in our songs and have, you know, not just distortion, like I said earlier, not just distortion throughout the whole thing, but vary our sound with different dynamics and stuff. So,
And I guess, is that as a band you kind of like have discussions about how you want to go forward? Did that come from one person, or was it a kind of a group thing that decided that's the direction you're going to go? Ben's shaking his head at me.
I didn't know what to say.
I guess really, because all the stuff's written by me and Liv, it's just people have said to us, oh, I think you should not be quite so distorted all the time, you know, try different things.
Good feedback you've had, really.
Yeah, so me and Liv, when we've written, we've tried different things, and then we'll email it over to Ben, and he'll say, oh, I don't like that, or I do like that. And generally, all of the stuff that we've written that's in that more of a sound, he said, oh, I quite like that. So it's just naturally gone that way.
So you kind of get a casting vote then?
Well, yeah, totally. And I'm also like writing loads of stuff. I'm in the process of, making loads of ideas and stuff to give to them, but I've just not sent any yet. So far, it's just been them that's written the stuff,
Yeah.
but it will be me quite a lot in the future, definitely. And also about the whole kind of developing as a sound and not being so distorted, it's also to bring out Liv's like natural voice, because at the moment all the distortion can kind of, I don't know, kind of unclarify her voice.
Interfere,
Yeah, so it'll be nice to kind of have some more acoustic-y sounding songs and less
Totally.
loud and distorted ones, so that it'd sound nicer for her.
So with the writing, is that something you've been looking to try to develop then, sort of thing, as a personal thing for you?
Yeah, totally. Like, I've written quite a lot of my own stuff, like just for me, but then I'm also working on writing stuff for other bands and this band.
Okay,
So-
for other bands, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, Ben plays in another band, and because he's on a music college course,
Okay.
obviously
Yeah.
he has to be in college bands and stuff. So I assume the stuff he's writing is for his college course. I don't know.
Okay, we've got a track coming up that we're kind of familiar with, but it's kind of changed. Just explain Fake It All. This is a different version, isn't it?
Yeah. So when we released the EP, it did pretty well, but we feel the best song on that EP is Fake It All, and it wasn't quite mixed right. The intro is a bit too long, and so we thought, well, we'll release it as a single, but we'll change it. So we went back to the studio and had it remixed, had it remastered, and we got this lyric video made for it, where the lyrics come up on the screen, and there's some animations and stuff. So it's changed a little bit, but it sounds so much better now than it used to.
Okay, so just the A gig coming up at the Shed. Do you know what date that was?
December 28th. So it's a
Okay.
Saturday.
Well, after Christmas, kind of a wind-down
Well,
gig.
Yeah, it's kind of like you've got Christmas, then Boxing Day, and then
Yeah.
a day's break, and then you can come see us at the Shed.
Okay, well, thanks very much for joining me, and we'll listen to the new version of Fake It All now from Satellite Empire. Thanks, guys.
Our time together's gone faster than
Fake It All there from Satellite Empire. Let's move on now to a solo artist. His name is Benn Hartman, and before we hear from him, here's a track called Patience of a Saint. Patience of a Saint from Benn Hartman, who joins me now. Ben, good to see you again. We were down at the Donkey just the other week when the Paradimes were playing, and Pamella Moo, and you and Pamella Moo I saw at Strawberry Fields. So how did that come about anyway?
It was about 2 years ago. I was running an open mic in Cafe Brussels in Leicester, and she came down with some friends and asked me to play a song while she sang over the top of it. That happened, and then I didn't really see or speak to her again. And then I was running another open mic at a place called the Red Tent, and she came down and she was playing with a guitar player, and she'd come on in leaps and bounds. She was playing all her own original stuff, and so I just said to her, if you ever need a guitar player, then give me a shout. And she did, and then we ended up like collaborating and working together, recording, doing all that kind of stuff.
Perhaps more on that later, but this current CD that we've got here is your second one. Tell us about what you put out last year.
Last year was my debut. It was Chronicles of Anyone. It was basically Kevin from The Shed. He was putting on an acoustic competition, and one of the acts pulled out, and the prize for this competition was to record an EP in the studio at a place, I think it's Ollie Petch, his new studio, Dojo Audio. I just went along because somebody had pulled out, and I ended up winning the competition and got the chance to record an album. So I recorded the album, put it out, it did really well, so I thought, right, I might as well carry on working as a solo artist. And then obviously this year I've put out this second album as well.
Yeah, I was looking at your website where people can find obviously the songs as well, and it said you'd worked with many artists before that, and you started really at about the age 16. So just fill us in on the background there.
Oh, this is a long story. It could go on forever. Started playing guitar in a band called Scream. We were playing at Abbey Park Festival in 96, 97, something like that. Played the Charlotte and the Shed and all them kind of places. Did really well. Moved to London in, I think it was 2000, 2001. Got signed with a band called Johnny Panic, and they had the same management company as the band Busted. So we used to have songwriting sessions and all that kind of stuff. And I co-wrote the debut album for Johnny Panic. That lasted about 3 years or so, and then I moved back to Leicester, formed a band called Sugarbeat with Sarah Bird, put out an EP with that. And then I was working with Calder McLaughlin when he decided he wanted to do an acoustic album. Then we put a band together with Calder McLaughlin, and we gigged that, played a load of gigs around Leicester. Obviously I'm working with Pamella Moo, I'm working with Polly Yates at the moment. I'm also working with George Simpson as well, and sort of like while that's all going on, I'm doing my solo stuff as well.
Of course, I met George. He was on the last podcast anyway, so you seem to work with a lot of people, don't you?
Seem to, yeah. I don't know what it is. I just get emails or Facebook messages or whatever, so asking if I'm available to work, and if I am, then I do, because it's good exposure for me. It gets me out there, gets me playing, gets me out in the public forum.
But obviously a conscious decision to kind of do your own stuff as well alongside that, or is that kind of the future now? Are you still planning to collaborate with other people, or you definitely want to just move forward yourself?
Yeah, I'm always up for collaborating with other people because it's interesting musically. If I'm just left to my own devices, then I'll just be doing my own stuff the whole time. But next year, my main focus is going to be on my own original stuff and putting it out there, because I've had interest from like management and stuff like that, and it's sort of like, it's given me a bit of a boost and made me think, actually, maybe I could actually do something with this, make it work. So next year I'm going to focus and see how far I can get with my original stuff.
Talk about the songwriting, because is that an easy thing to do, to sit down and write songs for you, or you get ideas all the time? How does it kind of work for you?
For me, usually I've got a backlog of like riffs and chord progressions and stuff like that. Some of them are finished songs, some of them aren't, and I just kind of cut and paste them together so it works as a cohesive song, and then I'll just sit down and try and write some lyrics. Sometimes it takes me 10 minutes to write the lyrics to a song, sometimes it takes a couple of days. It's just, if it comes to me, if it doesn't, it doesn't.
And I guess promoting yourself as well. Obviously there's podcasts like this that can help with that, but I guess playing live for a lot of people is how you get exposure, isn't it?
Yeah, as well. Like I said, like working with Calder and working with Polly and Pamela and all them people. That's kind of like, you kind of get to meet and liaise with loads of different people. I mean, that's how I met you. So it's just good to get out there, because you're on the scene. You're part of the scene, sort of thing. If I wasn't doing them sort of gigs, I'd only be doing like the odd acoustic solo gig, all that sort of thing. But like I said, next year I'll be putting a full band together to go out and do as many gigs as we possibly can across the country. And
I guess you're going to know a lot of musicians, so I guess putting a band together, as you say, is a fairly easy process for you, is it?
Yeah, it was like it's weird, because when I was a kid, when I first started out, you kind of like, when you were putting a band together, you wanted it to be like a unit, like a team sort of thing. And like the way it seems to work at the moment, like all the musicians that I work with, it's just like, it's not so much 4 people that are the band. It's like there's a whole network of musicians. So if you're doing a gig somewhere and the bass player's not available, then you phone up the other bass player, and this, that and the other, and people just jump in and go out. But they all know your set, so you can just call on them whenever you like, sort of thing. But I have got the drummer, the bass player, the guitar player and the keys player as like part of an actual unit for this thing.
And what about gigging outside of Leicester? Is that something you've done a lot of, or is something you're looking to move into?
I've gigged all over the country. I'm looking next year, hopefully getting some tour support. So I've been in contact with some like record labels and stuff, not to get them to like invest in me or anything like that, because I know it's having to pay them back your advance and stuff like that. But tour supports and stuff like that, that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for.
Okay, we played the song earlier, Patience of a Saint, rather. Kind of speaks for itself, but where's the inspiration for these songs come from?
That song's just based on being frustrated with someone, basically. I won't say who the person is. Sometimes I'll write a song from a first-person perspective. Sometimes I'll just create a scenario in my head and write a song about it. But that song was particularly about, like, I was extremely frustrated with a certain person. And obviously when somebody's frustrating you, then you need the patience of a saint. So that was like the tagline for the song, and I just built the song around it.
I guess that's good therapy, isn't it?
Yeah, basically, yeah. You sort of like feel a little bit calmer after you've vented onto a bit of paper. Yeah.
Tell us about the song we're going to play in a minute, Hurricane.
That just came about. That was just like that's a situational song where I just sort of like came up with a premise in my head, came up with a story. Same as like somebody would write a book or a novel or make a film or something like that. You just create a scene and then just kind of trying to elaborate on what's going on in that scene, the emotions and stuff like that are involved in it. So
obviously we're getting into the Christmas period. Are you going to be busy or quiet in the next few months? How's it look?
I'm very busy with the. I'm a professional gigging covers musician as well, so I'm going to be doing acoustic gigs and Christmas parties and doing all that kind of stuff. So that kind of thing is going to keep me busy. But I've just shot a video last week. I'm back in the studio again tomorrow to be working on my next EP. Hopefully I'll have that ready in time for the gig that I'm doing in the Donkey on the 31st of January. So if that all comes together, then I might be releasing a new album on the night of that gig.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Plan, yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for joining me. So Hurricane, this is Benn Hartman, and you can check him out. You've got a website as well, haven't you?
I've not got a website. I've got a Bandcamp page where people can download my music from. It's just Bandcamp Benn Hartman.
Okay, Bandcamp Benn Hartman. Look out for that. And here's Hurricane. Thanks very much, Ben.
No worries. Cheers.
You are like a burnt out candle. Once upon a time you lit up the whole room. Now you stand there trying to pull open the curtain so you can see the view. And I've been trying to run across a burning bridge that leads to you. To you. You locked yourself away, reading cover to cover of every book and magazine. And when you look in the mirror, you're so beautiful, but you don't like what you see. Cause it reminds you of where you've been. I know where that is, cause that's where I found you. I found you. You've been sticking your head in the sand just to hide away, never coming up for air. And I've been trying to fix this puzzle, but the pieces aren't all there. And when you're lying here next to me, you got a look in your eye. I know that you're not there. You're not there. All
Now, as you heard, we talked there about Pamella Moo, who I remember interviewing for this podcast after her gig at the Strawberry Fields Festival. And indeed, her name will crop up again when we hear from Gary from the Paradimes. But first, here's a track from them, and this is called New Dawn.
Together, baby, hold on tight forever. Yeah, yeah. Together forever. If you are the fire, then I am the ice. And when we get together, the steam feels nice. Rising up above the troubles below. So hold on tight, baby, don't let go. Together forever. Ooh. 'Cause I'm a genie that feels like a trumpet when you rub me, girl. I escape this lamp, I'm in heaven. And just from one touch when you open my lid, this button's not much, it can hold me. It's just like a dish and I'm free now, girl, to grant all your wishes. I'm a genie. I'm so, yes, I'm a genie. I'm so. Yeah, 'cause I'm a genie that feels like a trumpet when you rub me, girl. I escape this lamp, I'm in heaven. I'm feeling your touch, you're so lovely, girl. I love you so much, I'm so lucky. And I'm gonna take you around the world. Yeah. New time, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. Yeah. New time, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. Yeah. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. 'Cause I'm a genie, new dawn, new day, new reggae, new feeling. Hey, 'cause I'm a genie, new dawn.
So that's New Dawn from the Paradimes, and I'm pleased to say that Gary, the trumpeter from the band, is with me. And let's talk about the trumpet, because I met you in another job, because we both kind of sports
right.
journalists.
Yeah,
and,
that's right.
And we both got the Leicester Riders in common. So I didn't know about the trumpet playing at the time, I don't think.
Yeah, it was at that time in my life, it was the PR sports side of things was a lot more kind of important. And the job for the Riders was a brilliant year. I worked for the BBL as well, the British Basketball League. So yeah, it was more me sending you match reports, wasn't it? That in terms of how we met and stuff. And but I was still in bands at that time, and it was only when I went to university, moved away from Leicester, funnily enough, that the Paradimes kind of came knocking really. And Drew sent me an email, and I remember seeing the email, and he said, "Oh, check out some of the bands I play in at the bottom." And there were a couple of links there, bands I'd not really heard of, and then the Specials was at the bottom. So that was what really drew me to it. And I thought, hang on a minute, this guy isn't from the Specials. So
So how long ago did you start with the Paradimes then? Can you remember?
Yeah, 2011 it was. So I was in my first year at university. It was like around the kind of September, October time of that year. And as I say, being approached by a guy who at the time was a sax player for the Special was awesome. And I went over and we did this gig at the Donkey. And it was for the doorman had died, and it was his funeral wake we were playing, because he was really into his reggae and ska. We played a few classics, and we also played a few tunes that Gux had written that are now permanent fixtures. And we gradually it just evolved from there. Really, it was a slightly different lineup that did that night, but that is basically where the Paradigm started.
Because the PR man's still there, because you're the guy who speaks all the time on stage.
Yeah. and comes to these interviews as well. Yeah. So I think once a PR man, always a PR man. I think so.
Gux is the main songwriter. I mean, how does that work for the band, though? Because, I mean, the band can be anything from about 6 players to 10 players, something like that.
Yeah, tell me about it, yeah. I mean, we average about 8 or 9 most nights now, and we do have, obviously, Pamella Moo, who we'll come on to in a bit, working with us, fantastic Leicester artist in her own right. But Gux and Pamela are actually writing a lot more kind of stuff together at the moment, and the results are fantastic because you've got a real fusion of talents there. But I mean, it's always been Gux for years. I mean, he had the Stiff Naked Fools that he wrote some brilliant tracks for, some of which we play, some of which we don't. But he's a prolific songwriter in his own right, and we wouldn't be where we are without him. You know, it's him that makes the band.
Yeah, and I think I've said before, it's great to see somebody singing with a smile on their face permanently.
Yeah. My mates always say he looks like he's he's on cloud 9 all the time when he's on stage. And I think he is, and he likes the fact that I do all the talking. I think that's probably why he's smiling all the time, because he doesn't have to say anything.
And you got a bit of a radio exposure on the BBC recently, and you're gigging pretty frequently anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. We've got we obviously went on Dean Jackson's show, and he was a great guy, and we really enjoyed going to Nottingham and doing that. We're doing some stuff with Jazzy Ron in London as well, who's got his own show that's doing really well on Real Music FM. And we had obviously the Donkey, our homecoming gig the other week, and that was just a fantastic atmosphere. Yeah, it was brilliant.
And a bit about Pamela, because I didn't know about that till the night, so that was a great fusion, because I saw her at Strawberry Fields and thought she did very well there, very entertaining, and that's an interesting mix, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, we've worked with a few different female singers, and some have been reliable, some haven't. Some have been a little bit flaky, or and they've been interested one minute, not the next. But with Pamela, we've found she's just so hard working. She is a fully fledged member of the band. She's there all the time, but she's still pursuing her own career as well. And we like that. I mean, it works for both parties, because both an artist and the band are able to grow together. So I think that's it's just a really, really good partnership.
So we'll see a recording featuring her probably next year sometime.
Yeah. She's on the Paradimes and Friends album, which is going to come out hopefully late next year. She's one of a number of artists on that. I mean, she'll take a leading role because she is, as I say, a member of the band. But we do have some pretty big names that we're going to be featuring on that, from some of the top reggae and ska acts of the past 30 years, and that's all I'll say at the moment about that one.
Okay, keep it a secret. Yeah.
Well,
last time I spoke to Gux, I think it was, they were quite keen to play Glastonbury. I know you got the audition coming up. Just at the end of this, by the time this podcast comes out. So let's hope that happens, because I think it'd be good to see you at a festival, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, festivals. I mean, I've spent the past few days applying to festivals non-stop. I sent out about 50 applications today. So festivals are where we need to be headed, really. And Glastonbury, I mean, I was talking with Kev, who owns a shed, the other night, and he was saying that it's gone from kind of 600 people in the field to 15,000 across a few days now. So it's where we need to be in terms of exposure, and we'd love to play that.
Yeah, it's a good festival as well. If the weather's good, that's what you want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I remember I was sending a press quote to somebody the other day, and it said, "Good time, sunshine, reggae is what the Paradimes are." So obviously you need a bit of sunshine for that to happen. But I also think with the ska element to what we do and the rock steady, we can do well in a kind of dark venue in the evening as well. I think it's quite a versatile band like that.
Now, I'm a bit of a fan of yours, and I'm sure the fans think it's almost confusing trying to follow you because you're gigging so much. There's a record out, there's probably a record on the way. It's all, I mean, in a way, you're kind of like a bit dizzy following the Paradimes, aren't you?
We're a bit dizzy trying to be the Paradimes.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, there's a lot going on. Just to clarify, we've got Genius by the Mile, which came out... not May just gone, the May before. That's on iTunes and Spotify, available for download at the moment. And that's our kind of debut album. We've then got Sweet and Dark, which we're hoping to release early next year. and that's going to be a real kind of classic Studio One-esque reggae album, purely reggae album. I mean, we have actually got a couple of ska tracks I want to put on there as well. And then but that album is kind of a lot of the stuff people are hearing in gigs at the moment, and we're being asked where's a recording of it. So we're trying to fill that void that's there at the moment. Then the Paradimes and Friends is what we're all really, really excited about, and as I say, that's going to feature some big names and some local Leicester artists as well.
Yeah, and the track we're going to play, Cinderella, is from the new album, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That and Love Troubadour, which is available to listen to on our Reverb Nation site. They're the kind of tracks that are getting the most radio exposure at the moment, thanks to people like yourself and Dean. That's from Sweet and Dark.
And I've said this before, and I've said this to the other guys as well. It's a shame we don't get more reggae played on national and local radio, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, reggae and ska as well. I remember talking to Pauline Black about this when we supported the Selector, and she was saying that, I mean, she obviously wrote the tune On My Radio, which was all about the fact that radio stations don't play ska. And it's the same with reggae, and it's a problem. I think you need more people like Dean and yourself in pushing it, and I mean, you find, like, for instance, Jazzy Ron in London, I'll give him a shout out because he's given me and the Paradigms enough shout outs. Real Music FM, it's a fantastic station, you can tune in online, and he has weekly shows, jazz shows, reggae shows, ska shows. He's very good at what he does. And Brap Radio as well is the other one that we work closely with, and they're based in kind of Shropshire way, and they do a similar thing. People like that, the independents, are always willing to give reggae and ska a chance. I mean, Jazzy Ron has over 1 million listeners tune in, fairly often, but it's the national stations where there's a gap, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you could almost do with starting with a kind of a community radio station that just featured music like that in a way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I think there's a definite gap there, and I'd hope that if something like that was formed, then the BBC would sit up and take notice.
Yeah, in the old days, we're doing it as a pirate radio, wouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A bit of a dodgy station. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think, as I say, I think definite gap for that. And if the BBC could sit up and take notice and sort of take that under their wing and take the similar approach, that'd be fantastic.
Okay, and touring-wise, obviously you're not just playing Leicester, you're getting out a little bit these days?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. We did two fairly close together Leicester gigs. We did The Musician on the 27th of December, and we did, obviously, the Donkey 1st November, a couple of Fridays ago. And then we've got the Yardbird, fantastic little jazz club, in December, 13th of December. And then we've got Dove Festive, which is the Christmas version of Dove Fest, which we played in the summer in New Toxteth. That's already sold out. And then we're back at the Magic Garden in London in December as well. That's 20th and 21st of December, those dates. And then we're in Nottingham next year. And we've got some big support slots actually lined up next year. Again, it's not quite confirmed yet, so I'm not going to say who. But we're also back at Skarmouth as well next year. And we really enjoyed doing that this year as well.
I love the name of that, never mind about the actual
brilliant,
event.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, they had some brilliant acts on. Susan Cadogan was fantastic, Neville Staple, all people that we got to meet.
Her song, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. She did that. That was on the Saturday night, and then Winston Reedy was there, did Dim the Lights as well. Big Lovers Rock tune. So yeah, we're really happy to be involved in that again. Okay,
let's play the track then, Cinderella. It's kind of obvious what this is about, isn't it?
Yeah, this is why I need Gux here, really, isn't it? It was about it's about a girl, and he always says she knows who she is, but he'll never tell any of us. So.
Here we go then. Thanks very much, Gary.
Cheers.
Cinderella, them lads they treat you low. But Cinderella, yes I would treat you nice. But Cinderella, them lads they treat you low. But Cinderella, yes I would treat you nice. I know that when you're happy you listen to the music, babe. When you're down, yeah, you'll only hear the words. Oh yeah, Cinderella, them lads they treat you low. But Cinderella, yes I would treat you nice. Well, Cinderella, them lads they treat you low. But Cinderella, yes I would treat you nice. So I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. I guess so. Yeah, but Cinderella, them lads they treat you love tonight. Cinderella, yes I would treat you right. Oh, Cinderella, them lads they treat you love right. Cinderella, yes I would treat you right. And I treat you right, yeah. I got to hold you every night, yeah. Oh, and I love you, baby. And treat you all so clear. And I love you, baby. And show you what you're missing. I love you, baby.
The Paradimes then, and a track that will feature on their new album next year, and that's called Cinderella. And if you're listening to this and you'd like your dreams to come true, then send me your music and contact details to johnsinclair32 at yahoo.co.uk. Now, the band Raptusound and their full electric sound have featured on a previous podcast, but now they've recorded some acoustic material. Here's a track called On the Hill. So there you go, that's Raptusound and an acoustic version of a song called On the Hill. With me are Christopher, Tristan and Jack. Christopher, first of all, the acoustic side of Raptusound, I mean, how did that kind of develop, really?
Well, it came about, really, when our friend Scott Charthinier, the Leicester photographer, was doing an exhibition. He asked us to come along and play and provide some music, and we thought it'd be more appropriate, or I think he thought it'd be more appropriate if we played some acoustic stuff. So we did that, and it went really well, and we really enjoyed playing that way, playing our songs, writing arrangements for the acoustic sound, and it kicked on from there, basically.
And Tristan, is that kind of a fun thing to do? I mean, did you get inspiration from playing acoustically?
Yeah, definitely. I think two things really with the acoustic. It does allow us to be more spontaneous when we're playing, so just go off on tangents with our music. It does allow us that kind of creative freedom as we're playing. But secondly, what we've found when we're playing acoustic, people are more inclined to just come and talk to us because I guess there isn't that barrier of a stage when we're playing. So in terms of crowd interaction, it certainly enables us to do that. So yeah, it's really enjoyable for us.
And I guess, Jack, the song we just heard isn't the most easy one to do acoustically, though, is it?
No, I think we're used to playing it, certainly, but I think the difficult thing is the amount of instruments on there. So as a three-piece, it's just difficult to replicate.
And just tell us where we are, because you're going to be playing in this venue very shortly, aren't you?
Yeah, in November 23rd. This is our homecoming show at St Martin's Tea and Coffee Merchants in Leicester, surrounded by lovely coffee.
So you're going to be up all week?
Yeah, no sleep.
Yeah, but a different sort of venue. And you're going to be. I mean, we're at the upstairs bit where you're going to be playing, and nice atmosphere in here, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, it's very homely, which is one of the things we're after as well. I want it to be nice and sort of candlelit, intimate, just so it's more friendly, for want of a better word, you know.
And can we mention on the song we just played that you had somebody on it that you'd like to mention?
This is my good partner Sarah on backing vocals.
Okay, hello Sarah. I'm going to make sure we do that. So looking back on the last 3 months, how do you kind of reflect on how that's been for you?
Yeah, it's been great. It's been very busy. We had the summer festivals, obviously seen you at Strawberry Fields, and then off the back of that, we started our UK tour, which is ongoing now. Started at the back end of the summer, and it's going to end in December. So really busy, playing all around the UK and all the big cities, and it's been a great experience.
And what's that like for the band as well? Because obviously people know you in Leicester, but yeah. I guess it's kind of a bit nervy when you go into different places, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's good in one respect because you can just turn up and there's nobody knows who you are really. I mean we know quite a lot of people around the UK, and so our friends come, but it's fresh and it's exciting, and to play in the different venues with different support bands and just make connections, and it's good to get out, and it's good to play in front of fresh faces.
And what about recording wise? Where would you say you are with that at the moment?
Recording-wise, we've just recorded in just beginning of the summer our acoustic EP. It's got 4 songs. On the Hill was on that EP, but hopefully we're looking next year, if we can, to perhaps embark on recording an album. But things have to be in place for that before we can start doing that. So
what do you mean be in place? You're kind of smirking at me while you're saying
well, I mean, number one, finances.
Yeah.
But so I mean, that's a hope that we have. Whether it will come about, we're not sure yet.
Well, we're talking about a full album here, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Because we're up to this point, we've done 2 EPs. One, the full electro sound, and this year, the acoustic. So it'd be nice to do a full-length electro rock album, really.
Because there's I don't know if you've heard, but PRS for Music Foundation, they've this year been granted £500,000 to invest in up-and-coming bands, and so we've applied for a grant, and we don't know exactly yet what the answer is. It could well be favourable, but if it's not, then we're looking at other ways to fund this album. But we're certainly looking towards that for next year. That's what we want to do, and we're already starting to write the material. So, yeah.
Is that a big stumbling block, do you think, for bands generally, that you want to record but you can't find a place to do it? I mean, most bands do record their own stuff as well, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. It's definitely a tough one for many bands. We're quite lucky in the respect that we've got a home studio and a big enough place to be able to record stuff well. But for most bands, probably don't have access to that, and they might have to go to a local studio place or rehearsal place, and it just can be quite costly, really.
Is it more actually you can get the recording done, but then you've got to produce the CDs, and that's quite expensive in itself? Because okay, you can get the recording done, but there's a little bit after that to do, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always things that crop up that need paying for, especially if you want it to be mixed and mastered. I think that's probably the biggest cost, because you can do that yourself, but really to get somebody else's expert opinion in on your music is a really good thing to do. We still produce the CDs, the hard copy stuff, but obviously a lot of it now is iTunes, and that brings its own cost, but it's not that bad.
I'm in a way a little bit surprised that you're kind of in this kind of situation, because I look at Raptusound and think, well, you guys knows what they're doing and they'll be able to produce stuff almost instantaneously. Yeah. I guess there's expectation on you to kind of be in the marketplace, isn't there?
To some extent, yeah, I guess so. I mean, we're quite ambitious, so we like to challenge ourselves. But I guess the more you bring out, the more expectation there is. So, and I think really with our Leicester scene, we're looking to get out of that. We're looking to play more and more in other cities. So I guess expectation grows as you keep on going, as you make more releases. So yeah.
Well, obviously, I hope it goes well on that front. We're going to play a track now that had a bit of exposure on Six Music called The Filter. Chris, how did that come about? And how did you find out about it?
Yeah, you can basically, on SoundCloud, here's a little tip, the BBC introducing BBC Six Music guys, fresh on the net, have a Dropbox in SoundCloud, and you can just upload your tracks to that, and then they get sifted every week, and the ones that they like, they then will play a handful from that. And we got sifted, thankfully, and Tom Robinson played it in August, I think. So.
I know Tom Robinson. I interviewed him years ago when he played.
2, 4, 6, 8,
played at the Phoenix, actually, in an acoustic kind of set as well.
Yeah, right.
Actually.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Good guy. 2468 Motorway. Yeah. We'll remember that.
Oh yes. I was too young.
So that must have felt really good, though. Getting on a national radio station like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time that Tom has played one of our tracks, and we've had quite a good relationship with Tom because he took an interest in our music and invited us to various things like the London Songwriters Week and all that kind of stuff. And it's just really helpful for unsigned bands to learn about how to craft songs, how to write songs. What to focus on, not to get too bothered by Facebook and Twitter, and just write the songs, and that's been really helpful for us.
And I guess the video going with it is up on YouTube as well, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah. That was filmed by Scott Shothenio at Yellowbean Studios, and it's been up on YouTube for about a month, maybe more now. So we've been pleased with the response of that, and absolutely delighted with the final product. So.
Well, I have to say, it's been great being at the coffee bar where you're going to be playing next week. The coffee was pretty good, although they didn't have vanilla. I had to have something else in my coffee. Caramel, I think I had. So I got a bit fatter today. But look forward to seeing you here. So let's have a listen then to The Filter from Raptusound. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Disgrace, try to conceal the lies, the lies, the lies. She cries, oh, she cries. She cries. You don't know what it feels like to be me. No, you don't know. No, you don't know what it feels like to be me. No, no.
Finally then to a gig at the O2 Academy a while ago, which was headlined by the Fours. The post-gig comments to come after you heard a track from them, and this is called Find Your Freedom.
Well, I've got my head down, dreaming I was far away. But it's so good now, 'cause I'm reeling and I'm here to stay. We've got a chance now, and I hope we're gonna make it pay. What am I doing, avoiding what I'm trying to see? We've gotta get back home, lest we roam as the rain comes soaking you to the bone. Hear that call and hear that noise. You're stepping on the toes of somebody out of choice. So why don't you join me? Join me down Thunder Road. We'll find your freedom, find your weight in gold. It's a hell of a journey, a hell of a place. It'll paint you a smile back on your face. It'll take you somewhere warm and safe. Leave you a howling and prowling the open space. We've gotta get back home, lest we roam as the rain comes soaking you to the bone. Hear that call and hear that noise. You're stepping on the toes of somebody out of choice. Well, I've got my head down, dreaming I was far away. But it's all good now, 'cause I'm reeling and I'm here to stay. We've got a chance now, and I hope we're gonna make it pay. What am I doing, avoiding what I'm trying to say? So why don't you join me? Join me down Thunder Road. We'll find your freedom, find your weight in gold. So why don't you join me? Join me down
The Fours there, I'm at the O2 Academy, just come out of the set by the Fours, who've just come on stage, and first time I've seen a new member of the band, well he's not a new member, Stevie, I've just not met you before, playing keyboards and guitar. Did you enjoy that tonight?
Oh, I loved it, brilliant, amazing experience being up there with the lads, loved playing with them, brilliant stuff.
I did wonder whether you existed, because they kept talking about you and I never met you, so it's good to see you in the flesh. Is it difficult for you to make all the rehearsals and so on?
Actually, these boys just found me in the street about 2 hours ago. They paid me a £5 to wear some nice clothes and pretend to play the keys.
So, you did it very well.
So yeah, I still don't exist really. But no, obviously I work with another band at the moment. And you know, these boys invited me to come and help them out on a few tunes. So it's nice to be able to come up here. I don't make all the rehearsals, but you know, we do what we can, don't we? Yeah, man.
But the set was good, wasn't it, tonight? You enjoy it?
Yeah, great stuff. Really, really good fun.
Okay, and nice to have him along as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, he brings so much to the band as well. He can play keys, guitar, he can sing as well.
He's incredible.
He's a one-man band, he is. Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's what? Sorry.
An incredible dancer.
Is he really? I don't think we saw much of that tonight, did we?
Yeah. Did you not watch his hip shaking?
I think it was so subtle I probably didn't notice. But,
you
felt
it.
I did feel it. But enjoyable out there tonight.
It's cracking. Yeah, absolutely cracking.
But tell us about the new song, because you were quite nervous about doing it.
No, not nervous. We just, you know, we like to build people
Build it
up.
up a bit.
We knew what we were doing. No, it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, like you said, we did one rehearsal. We just like, right, let's get this song done. And we just said, let's bang it in the set. So we bung it in the set, and I thought it was great. Yeah, bung it.
And a different sort of support for you, obviously Jonesy, and I know you were.
Jonesy's incredible.
Yeah, the rappers went down really well.
He's got some mad skills. He's got mad skills. He's good.
I'm getting choked by all the smoke around.
Sorry, John.
The cigarettes have lit up, haven't they? Let's talk to Liam. Tonight, I can't do with smoke.
I'm the only one that's not smoking. Yeah.
But just a reflection on tonight.
Yeah, sorry?
Just a reflection on tonight.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I thought it went really well, and with the new song went down well, felt good, which is good. So obviously that song's only going to get better, and it was good anyway. So yeah.
But you're putting together another EP, aren't you now?
Pretty much, yeah. We're always working on new stuff. I think we're always constantly working on new songs and ideas and stuff. We've got plenty in the pipeline, so just a case of keep working on it, and then eventually they sort of form an EP on their own. But you know, we don't set out to write a new EP. We just keep working on things, and then eventually.
And I think gigs are kind of winding down before Christmas, I guess, and then you're looking at next year now, are you?
I think we've got one or two coming up. We've had a few offers and things like that, so that's and we're looking at next year as well. So we're sort of half an eye on next year, but also focusing on here and now as well. So yeah, but it's going good. You know, we're not short of gigs, which is great. So which is always good.
Our next gig it's the 23rd.
At the Boot and Shoe.
We've got two, haven't we?
Yeah. Hermitage FM as well.
Yeah, we're playing Hermitage FM
when are we doing
in
that?
the day.
Okay.
The 23rd.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is that?
I have no idea.
Oh, you've got to find it. Hermitage FM. Look them up when you get home.
Look them up, yeah, absolutely. And then we are at Barwell at the Boot and Shoe on the Saturday night, so we're looking forward to it. We're paid in beer on that one, so.
Well, that's good.
That's always good.
It's always a way to pay the
Did you get any paid beer tonight?
Well, we're driving, aren't we?
Oh, you can't. Of course you are. Move your car. All your cars are in the way of the guy who runs the place.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really.
So poor old Andy Wright's waiting, but thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
That's it for this edition. We'll leave you with a track from the Fours called Scenes of Yesterday. More local music and chat to come then next month.